Hello, today we are gonna practice the English language. I just watched I just viewed a bit of the new Konami game. Actually, I saw this much earlier and I wanted to listen to the tune again. I thought the tune was amazing. Even though the game might not be as spectacular if you look at it, especially when you compare it with the new games right now. I think the sound effect reminds me of our grandparents maybe here in the Philippines, and I thought that I just wanted to listen to the song again like this. Actually, if you listen to it now, it sounds Chinese or something like that. But what I recalled was Filipino grand parent, the Lolo, for example. I don't know why, but it was like that when I was listening to the tune the first time. Actually, I tried playing the Goemon game for the Mini, the Super Famicom Mini. I didn't get to play it as much as maybe people in Japan played it, because I think there was something about the gameplay that might have been interesting at the time, but not so much, I guess, when I tried to play it. Maybe if we look at it now, it seems interesting because you get to have this action type of game, and then you can buy items. There was a time I think that we were able to play something like this for the family computer, but the fact that you had to buy something, you have to have some kind of money to exchange so that you can get an item. I think that aspect wasn't too interesting for us when we were much younger. And then afterward, games like Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger came along, which kind of explained or kind of taught us how the buying mechanism actually worked. Because maybe when we were playing action games like the Goemon game that we have here from Konami, we thought that we didn't have money all the time. It's like you got all these goods that the store owner is selling you, but you don't have money. So what's the point of having to go to the store and checking out the items, thinking that you can get something to help you out in your journey, right? And it turns out you have to have money first and then come back to the store to buy the item. Which reminds me also of this game that I been recently playing. It's called CrossCode. The first time I tried it out, it was a couple of years ago, and I thought that maybe I could go back to it later on because I thought that if I'm gonna play this game in Mandarin, I might as well just play Chrono Trigger in Mandarin, right? Because at least I knew how the game already worked in Chrono Trigger. The story somehow is kinda already clear for me. But after playing Chrono Trigger, finishing the game, and thinking about playing another game that I have in my library on Steam, I thought that maybe I should check this one out, the CrossCode game. And I thought that it was interesting because it was an action role-playing game, and the controls are something that you could find in twin stick shooters. But I thought that maybe if you kind of are looking for something like the Chrono Trigger type of storytelling, you'd probably not find it here. I've been playing for at least 4 hours already. I thought that there has to be some kind of main story going on here, and it seems that the the main story is really to understand who you are, get back your identity or your memories, and be able to speak and communicate with people. And along the way, you find all these other players because you're in a world that is supposedly virtual type of multiplayer, online multiplayer game, and all these other guys are playing the game, and you meet them and you find that they need something. So maybe you have to go to a particular area in the map, get some items, then come back and then give it to that guy to help him out, and then in return he'll give you something else. And got all these side missions, and along the way you get stronger and stronger until you can get to places much farther than you've reached. And then from there, I think that you can find all the memories that you've lost somehow. So that's pretty much the idea, that you won't immediately figure out, and you'd think that what's happening here, there are so many items, there are so many things that these guys want, and they want me to trade this item with another item, but the items that he wants, I don't all have them, so I have to look for them. So at least I think if you just look at it from that angle, seems like there's so many items, and there are so many varieties of items that you have to look for, and you wonder what's going on here. Where's the villain? Where's the main story? But just like what I was explaining, you have to look at it in a way that is more of exploring and really doing some kind of hack and slash. Actually, the hack and slash aspect is also interesting, because it's a way for you to learn how to win in the battles. Although, of course, at first you think that you're so weak, you can't beat any of the villains or the monsters actually out there. But that's why you have a companion to help you out, and along the way you understand how to evade attacks and then survive much longer. So it's a way that you can continue to hack and slash monsters, and you learn how to become stronger, not only in terms of the leveling up, but also in your skill, your own way of beating enemies. You have to attack them via melee attacks or using some kind of projectile and then evading. So that type of skill that is found in most action games that people enjoy, because it's not something that um, you could immediately figure out, but something that you can learn to figure out actually. So that's what's interesting about it. Now going back to the Goemon game, I was saying that there was a time when we were playing Super Family computer games like this, where you can buy stuff, right? But the first time you go to a store, you see that there's so many items you want, but you don't have money, right? So in the case of the CrossCode game too, there's so many items here, and you don't have money. And what's more, they want you to get other items other than the gold, right? They want you to get some kind of cow skin or some kind of food or something like that to trade them with, and then that's how you can get something from the store owner. And at first it's too overwhelming, but I guess that's how you would focus on the battles. You just keep on hacking and slashing, and you make money that way and get items along the way, and then figure out how to maybe make use of those items, because you'd find that I get so many of these items. What am I going to do with them, right? some kind of monster skin or something like that. And then you go back to the town. That's where you meet all these people who need those items. Now, the other aspect too that I want to highlight is that right now I find it difficult to actually know where the terrain can be traversed in the sense that there's a height component. So sometimes you think that you can jump to a particular area, but in fact, because the height is much higher, you can't go there, right? And then later on, as you progress, you see that there's a small, maybe a small hill or small platform you can jump onto, and then from there you go to the other higher platform, right? But sometimes you don't see that, and that's why you wonder, this is too difficult to. I mean, you have to search for all the little platforms you can jump onto to get to the other place. But maybe it's also like the items at first that you find, and you see that you don't have the money and it's too overwhelming, right? So we don't worry too much about those. Just keep on continuing on with the game, hacking and slashing and progressing along the way, and you'll find that just like what I was saying a while ago, hey, there's a small platform here that you can jump onto, and then from there you can go to the higher platform. So I think that's how you should maybe also look at the game, because I think that there are many people who are lost who weren't too fond of this type of game, and so they gave it a poor review. And in my case, I thought that I was among those also when I first was playing it for maybe an hour or so. But as you progress, you figure out that hey, there's a way to actually get this game going and winning and fighting the monsters and not dying. And once you kind of figure out that sort of puzzle, then you're more engaged and you want to see if there's more that you can solve, right? And as you go deeper and deeper, you realize that the things that you thought were too confusing or too overwhelming, there's actually maybe a pattern to them that you can understand. And by the way, I'm playing this in Mandarin, so so that's I guess added difficulty for me, added handicap. But I thought that it was something that attracts me to the game also, because I got to play so many of these role-playing games, action games back in the 90s when I was much younger, and I thought that maybe I could learn a language through something like this too. By the way, I think the guys who were making the sounds for this game, maybe they're also fans of the role-playing games in the 90s, because you hear certain tunes that are reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, of Suikoden, all these 90s games, sprite-based games that I think the children of that era enjoyed definitely. And I don't know if they just got the sounds from vgmusic.com and then tweaked them a little bit and then created the sound, because it's not exactly the same sound. It has the slightly same tune, but it quickly changes to another tune. So I guess that's a gray area also. But I guess nobody seems to be complaining about people getting music from other games and putting them in their own games, because it's not the entire tune anyway. And maybe they actually were able to create the tunes by themselves, or they amazingly got the tune after trying out several tunes. And I think that's also possible, except that we know too that there are companies that aren't too fond of people just getting sprites, for example, image sprites from some portal, some website where they upload all these sprite sheets, and then you download them, and then you can just tweak them and make it something of your own, right? I know there are companies who don't like that, like for example Nintendo, and so I guess if you're really the type who would want to be not one of those I guess people who just take sprite sheets that editing them, or in this case some kind of music, and taking them and editing them and making these these things your own, then you might want to do the whole thing yourself. Except that, of course, doing that would take a lot of time and effort, and sometimes people think that in the end, if we're gonna look at an image and then try to create our own image, wouldn't it be faster to just get a sprite sheet and then edit it right there and there? So I guess it's a matter of perspective and how much money you're making too out of those. Because if people see that, hey, you got the sprite sheets from our game, it really looks like you got them, so we want to have some kind of investigation. And if you're making a lot of money, we want a percentage of that income of yours too, right? So I guess one way to get out of that is to give your games free. You don't make money out of your games, and that way people won't be interested in suing you because they won't get money out of you. You're not making money out of the 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 project, the game, right? So there are many ways to kind of work around that problem. But I guess most people will think of creating a game to make money directly out of the game. Except that what we know and what we can find is that many people make their own games and are still losing money, and many of them are shutting down and aren't able to continue on. So you may want to think about how you want your business model going if you're thinking about creating a game or something like that, and somehow generating income from that game. I think that most of the games that are being launched, like the Capcom games, they cost $1 or so only. They're mostly for marketing sake, and if your company is a public company, then your goal really is to get more people to be aware of your company. And if there are many people who are aware of your company, and even if some of them, only a few of them, would want to invest in your company, then that's profit for you somehow, right? Because they're willing to put money into your business. And so most of the studios, I think what they're doing is, okay, let's just get people to play the games that we have from the 90s, for example. We don't have to pay so much, but we are also launching new ones. Maybe one of those high-end types of AAA type of games, and then we can make money out of those. But really, the goal is to get more people to be aware of our company, and if they can put in money to the company, then we will be able to make use of that money to get more people to be aware of the company. And really, that's how we generate a brand. And if you have a brand, you can figure out somehow to make money out of that brand, right? For example, the Pokemon brand, Pokemon characters being sold as plushies, being sold as some kind of cartoon or something like that, that generates income for a lot of people, even though uh, one product by itself doesn't. So you have to have a collection of various media, and that's why Kadokawa, for example, not only makes games, they have manga, anime, all these things to get more people to really be aware of the anime, the characters, And if they're not too interested in games, maybe they'd want to check out the manga, maybe they'd want to check out the anime, or maybe they want to check out just the music. So things like that. All right, so I think that should be enough. Thanks for joining me. See each other soon.